Welcome to a new video. I've returned to my studio after covering Sassuolo, Napoli, and Juventus Parma from the stadiums over the weekend, opening Serie A game of the season. Um, Go back and check my previous videos, including a post-match show from the Mapei Stadium in Reggio Emilia for Napoli's win over Sassuolo, goals from Kevin De Bruyne and Scott McTominay, and then there's analysis from Turin outside the Allianz Stadium after Jonathan David's first goal in Serie A for Juventus, and Juventus 2-0 win against Parma with a goal from Dusan Vlahovic as well. So there are talking points related to the pitch, talking points related to the transfer market as well, because the last week of the summer transfer window has just started, and there is a lot that we'll have to cover because we must expect signings from every top club in Serie A. Juventus will need to do something. Inter the same, Milan, Roma, Napoli, all of them, they're going to sign at least one player. Maybe the only one in doubt is Juventus because they will need to sell some of those players. But on paper, as the Parma game showed as well, they will need some additions to their team to be credible contenders for the title this season in Serie A and go as far as possible in the Champions League. Talking about the transfer window is not only about new signings, but is also about players who are wanted by other clubs. And in this case, we're talking about a very big player. He's very young, but trust me, you're going to have fun watching his performances this season. I'm talking about Nico Paz of Como, technically a Como player because he joined them on a permanent transfer a year ago from Real Madrid. Just 6 million was the transfer fee, but it was a very smart move from Real Madrid because they have an option to re-sign him in 2026 and in 2027. They actually had another option this summer to re-sign for just 8 million, but it expired at the end of June, and so they will have to pay a little bit extra in the coming years if they want to bring it back to the Stadio Bernabeu. But the big news of the day, of the last few days, as reported by Fabrizio Romano and Sky Sport Italia, is that Tottenham offered 70 million, including add-ons, to sign Nico Paz. It was the third offer from Tottenham for Nico Paz in August, but Como don't want to sell the Argentine talent, and Nico Paz want to stay at Como. He knows that he has a big chance to play for Real Madrid, the best club in the world, if he continues delivering for Como. And the start has been so good for Nico Paz, because if you see his goal and assist against Lazio on Sunday, you won't see a 20-year-old player. You will see a player who looks much older and much more talented than just a 20-year-old. The first assist for the weekend was amazing. I mean, a through ball, a long range pass. It was really good to see, set up perfectly his teammate for the opening goal at the Stadio Senigallia against Lazio. But the free kick was really something special. I mean, you don't see many free kick goals these days, and this guy just netted a fantastic free kick. You don't see many like that, let alone from players who are just 20. I want to go through some of the Nico Paz stats with you today, talking about his latest game against Lazio, obviously. So as usual, I'm helped by my friends here at SofaScore. Played 79 minutes, scored one goal, provided one assist, accurate passes 82%, but look at that, 3 key passes, 2 big chances created, and we're talking about a player that can play pretty much all over the pitch in the final third. You see, yesterday was mostly an attacking midfielder, but if you see the heat map from the previous campaign from 2024-25, you will see a player that has touched the ball pretty much everywhere in the final third, from the left to the right, and even as a striker, because he's been playing in some games as a false line as well. He's developing so well under Cesc Fabregas, and is showing so much quality with the ball and without the ball. Fabregas released an interview with the Zone after the final whistle, and he said that Nico Paz has been training so hard, especially on free kicks, which is why his free kick against Lazio was so good. But both Fabregas and Nico Paz, they just played down rumors of a move to Tottenham. Nico Paz is clearly happy with his development at Como. He's playing in a young team. He's playing with some experienced players as well, like Alvaro Morata, who joined Como this summer. I can perhaps give him some tips about Real Madrid as well, because Morata has been playing for a few years in Madrid before then moving to Juventus and then joining Atletico Madrid as well. And Chelsea, very experienced Spain captain, so he can give plenty of advice to Nico Paz about his future as well. And when we talk about Nico Paz, we talk about a player who, I mean, in Serie A and especially in general in football nowadays, we don't see many players who dribble past opponents, who have a great vision. There's a lot of focus on tactics. There's a lot of focus on the coach demands. It's something that I've gone through in the previous video about Juventus as well. Kenan Yildiz provided 2 assists for Juventus against Parma, and is one of those players for which you pay tickets to watch games. Basically, you don't pay tickets to go and watch the coach tactics. You pay tickets to watch these kind of play who are spectacular, who really give something more to the game. And obviously, Tottenham have been trying pretty hard to sign this player, because it's the third offer they've been doing for him in August only. They started from 40 million and ended up to 70 million in recent hours, but it's very unlikely, it's practically impossible they will end up signing Nico Paz again. He wants to stay at Como, and he wants to develop. It's the right path for him, and he wants to get to the end of his adventure with Como, knowing that Real Madrid can sign him anytime in the summer of 2026 or 2027. Actually, not really anytime, because the Real Madrid options expire at the end of June. So the Real Madrid option in 2026 is 9 million, in 2027 is 10 million. But of course, given the offer from Tottenham these days, they will have to pay an extra to Como, because, of course, Como, they're making a financial effort, even though they don't need money. But 70 million for a player they paid just 6 million a year ago, it would be a great deal for a club like Como. But of course, rejecting this offer and rejecting this financial opportunity that is coming from North London, they give up to quite a lot of money. So, as reported by Fabrizio Romano as well, Real Madrid will likely compensate if they bring back Nico Paz to the Bernabeu over the last few years. Can be 2026 or 2027. One thing about Como and Real Madrid and the deals they've been doing over these few years, it's another very similar deal that these two teams pulled out during the summer, and is for Jacobo Ramon. Very promising central defender. He played a very good game against Lazio yesterday. It was his Serie A debut. And again, Como have signed in with the same formula as Nico Paz. So basically, a pretty low transfer fee. The aim is to make him develop at Como and make him play at a high level in one of the top 5 European leagues. And Real Madrid have an option to re-sign him over the last few years. So it's exactly the same strategy that the two clubs use for Nico Paz. And the starting game for Ramon was so good again. Fabregas spoke about him, and he said he played an outstanding game against Lazio. He was very composed on the ball, but he was very good defensively as well. A very complete defender, so he looks really, really promising. And it's worth keeping an eye on Como, because they have the money, but at the same time they have very good ideas, and they follow Cesc Fabregas' plan. He has a very clear idea regarding his football, and they are very good Como in going and picking up those players who are very young, who can develop, and who are willing to learn under an absolute football legend like Cesc Fabregas. This is all for the video today. I hope it was all clear regarding why Nico Paz, unfortunately for Tottenham fans, won't be moving to North London, but also about Jacobo Ramon and another very interesting deal between Como and Real Madrid. So the season has started again. The transfer window is about to finish. Stay in touch, keep in touch, because there will be so much more to come in the coming days, both from the studio and from the stadiums. Again, very, very soon. Thank you so much for following me as usual. We are going to talk very soon about all things Serie A.